Hello everyone, thank you for joining us on MNB World News Mongolia, where we bring you the latest updates and stories from across the nation and beyond. I'm Batsir Namshir. Our top stories for News Mongolia. The 2024 budget bill submitted to Parliament of Mongolia for further discussion. Representation of women in decision-making roles in Mongolia is more than 20% below the global average. Judo wrestling matches at the 19th Asian Games in Hangzhou, China are continuing. For the news, stay tuned. The government of Mongolia convened to discuss a series of important fiscal matters and infrastructure projects, including the 2024 budget framework statement of the Unified Budget of Mongolia. This statement serves as a foundational document for the nation's budget planning in the upcoming year, laying the groundwork for economic priorities and resource allocation.
One significant aspect of the government meeting involved amendments to the 2025-2026 budget estimates law. These amendments aim to adapt the budget to evolving economic conditions and emerging priorities over the coming years. In addition to the broader budgetary discussions, specific budget proposals for various entities were considered. These included the 2024 budget of Mongolia, which encompasses government spending on various sectors and services, as well as the 2024 budget of the Social Insurance Fund and the 2024 budget of the Health Insurance Fund. Furthermore, legislative drafts related to these budgets, as well as other important bills, were on the agenda for discussion. The government resolved to submit these legislative proposals to Parliament for further deliberation, signifying their commitment to transparency and the democratic process in shaping fiscal policy. Turning to infrastructure development, several key projects were highlighted during the meeting. The project to widen and modernize the Natlakh-Chor and Chor-Zamiut highways to 4 lanes demonstrates Mongolia's commitment towards enhancing its transportation infrastructure, which is essential for economic growth and connectivity. Another noteworthy project involves expanding the 113-kilometer Darkhan-Artan-Bulak highway to 4 lanes, a move that will likely improve transportation efficiency and safety. Additionally, plans to connect the tolled highway with the aviation expressway were also discussed. The Minister of Mining and Heavy Industry, Gambatar, provided insights into the trading process of the mining products exchange. Lastly, discussions pertaining to coal exports were prominent in the meeting. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Batsik, and head of the National Committee on Port Revival, Tolak, were tasked with negotiating with the Chinese side to create a special gateway for coal traded via the exchange through the Kashan-Suhat-Kansmotny port. This initiative aims to streamline coal exports, a significant component of Mongolia's economic activity.
Initiatives to promote gender equality and empower women in public decision-making is gaining traction across all 21 provinces in Mongolia. Concurrently, regional advertising campaigns are underway with the aim of achieving a more equitable gender balance in leadership roles. This drive includes the dissemination of vital information about the revised political parties law, an additional amendment to the 2023 election law expected to positively bolster these efforts.
The current representation of female members in the Mongolian parliament falls over 20% below the global average. In recent years, Mongolia has made significant strides in its legal framework to advance gender equality, providing an environment conducive to women's participation in politics. It's imperative to activate women's leadership and participation at all levels. To foster a robust women's leadership network, a project dedicated to promoting gender equality and enhancing women's involvement in decision-making is underway across all 21 provinces. This initiative is complemented by regional efforts to raise awareness and promote understanding of relevant laws.
The new law introduces several provisions, including allocating budgetary funds towards initiatives benefiting women, citizens with disabilities, and youth. Additionally, it allocates resources for the political education for citizens.
There are comprehensive and pivotal regulations pertaining to citizens and political parties, notably within the law on elections and the recently amended mixed election system. Given its alignment with the values, vision, and objectives of our organization and its significance for young individuals, we have extended our proposal to participate as a partnering organization. Currently, we are in the process of organizing discussions at multiple places.
As a result of the project-organized discussions, the reforms and regulations instituted in the law are becoming transparent, reaching not only the general public but also the political community. Participants emphasized the significance of bolstering citizens' confidence in election outcomes.
First of all, I am happy that the law considers gender. Second, as a citizen, I like that the responsibilities as well as accountability of the parties have been made much clearer.
I would like more provisions like this to be incorporated into the statute to provide these representatives the chance to run for municipal elections as well.
We will foster transparency for the public by governing how money is raised and spent. With this, it's likely that both the party's membership and the percentage of citizens who trust the new system will rise.
The training is being conducted in stages within various localities. In Hangzhou province, an introduction to the law was also presented, providing valuable information.
It has been confirmed that half of the 48 candidates will be women. This confirmation is determined by the explicit indication of the candidates' gender in their names, which are specified as male, female, both, or in a 1:1 ratio. It is very beneficial for women to participate more in the drafting of laws and to be able to speak up for the public's interests when faced with difficult legal issues. In that regard, achieving gender parity is a further step forward in the social progress.
Maintaining gender equality will be crucial for solving issues related to Mongolia's sustainable development and the defense of human rights. In addition to politics, according to me, the law offers the chance to achieve gender equality.
The discussion's participants agreed that boosting the representation of women in provincial council meetings and parliamentary elections is critical to addressing society's fundamental issues in the future.
You're watching News Mongolia. Now let's take a look at Mongolia's current affairs.
Mongolian athletes achieved notable success at the 2023 Asian Games in Hangzhou, China, clinching 1 silver and 3 bronze medals. Among them, judoka secured 1 silver and 2 bronze medals. On September 26, 2023, Алтанбаан, Цэцэнцэнгэл, Гончигсүрэн, and other athletes showcased their prowess. In the women's -78 kg category, Huslung emerged victorious against her Taiwanese opponent, earning a shot at the bronze medal. Adyasurung, representing the Altar Sports Committee, demonstrated remarkable skills in the women's +78 kg category, triumphing over Kamila Berlikesh from Kazakhstan in overtime and earning a well-deserved spot in the finals. However, in the +100 kg category, Tsitsintsingil faced a tough battle against Kazakhstan Kalimzin Krikpet, ultimately falling short and exceeding the competition. In the -90 kg category, Алтанбаан, a silver medalist from the Asian Games and the Distinguished Army World Championship from Altar Sports Committee, overcame Kazakhstan's Didar Kamza in overtime, securing a spot in the semi-finals. His next challenge awaits against Davlat Babanov of Uzbekistan, an Olympic bronze medalist as well as gold and silver medalist in the World Championships. Meanwhile, in the men's -100 kg category, Gончигсүрэн demonstrated exceptional skills, advancing to the final after defeating Jafar Kostoyev of the United Arab Emirates in the semi-finals.
Now let's take a look at the currency exchange rates provided by Mongol Bank. Now let's take a look at international news from our partner agencies. India is calling for reforms at the United Nations, especially in its representation at the Security Council. The days when a few nations set the agenda and expected others to fall in line are over, said Indian Foreign Minister Subramaniam Jaishankar on Monday in his address to the General Assembly.
The recent G20 summit was hailed as a success by world leaders after the disparate group agreed on a final statement and admitted the African Union as a new member. India has long sought greater recognition at the United Nations. For decades, it has eyed a permanent seat at the Security Council, one of the world's most prestigious high tables.
At a time when East-West polarization is so sharp and the North-South divide so deep, the New Delhi summit also affirms that diplomacy and dialogue are the only effective solutions. The international order is diverse, and we must cater for divergences, if not differences. The days when a few nations set the agenda and expected others to fall in line are over. It was also noteworthy that at India's initiative, the African Union was admitted as a permanent member of the G20. By doing so, we gave voice to an entire continent which has long been its due. This significant step in reform should inspire the United Nations, a much older organization, to also make the Security Council contemporary. Broad representation is, after all, a prerequisite for both effectiveness and credibility.
But it has also been critical of the Global Forum, partly because it wants more representation that's in line with its rising soft power. In April, Jaishankar said India, the world's most populous country, with the fastest growing economy among major nations, couldn't be ignored for too long.
Burdens on the global south.
Now let's take a look at global current affairs.
Russia struck the Black Sea region of Odessa in a drone barrage that damaged a warehouse, charred dozens of trucks and injured 2 drivers in fiery explosions that led to the suspension of the ferry service between Romania and Ukraine, officials said Tuesday. Ukraine's Air Force said it downed 26 of 38 drones launched by Russia overnight. Video released by the Ukrainian State Emergency Service showed trucks on fire as firefighters battled the flames. In total, at least 9 civilians were killed and 15 people were injured over the past 24 hours as a result of Russian strikes, the presidential office reported.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast for Mongolia and world major cities. Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you on Thursday with more news and updates. Goodbye.